everybody, this is Laura
and Arnie
with Krazy Kool Cakes, and today we're coming to you with a kinda sorta cake decorating tutorial. This video has actually been requested many times by my likers, and they want to know how we make our cake presentation boards. So you've already seen our tutorial on how I cover my cake boards with fondant and how we add really cool looking font to our cake boards, but people want to know, how do I cut them? How do I actually make them? So here I have already a foam core board that you can buy at any craft store. This foam core board is a 1/2 inch. It doesn't come like this, okay? We've already cut this into our circular shape, but this is what foam core is. I want to show you how it actually comes when you buy it at the store. Okay, we buy these really big boards and they're 20 inches by 30 inches. This is foam core. And when you go to the store, this is how you're gonna find it, okay? Next thing we do is I actually have my husband draw the size of cake board that I'm gonna need for my cake. So here you see a circle that's been drawn with marker and it's 14 inches in diameter. The cake that's gonna be going on this cake board is an 8-inch round, so I like to have 3 inches all the way around. So once this is drawn, I can actually go ahead and cut my cake board. Before I get into all that though, I'd like to show you the saw that I actually use. Okay guys, so this is the scroll saw that I use here in my studio. A lot of my students, you know, see this in my studio here and they think that it's expensive, and believe it or not, it's not at all, okay? I was able to purchase this Craftsman scroll saw for $90 plus tax, and you can buy it at any home repair store. This happens to be a Craftsman 16-inch variable speed scroll saw, and it's really not very big. It's only about 1.5 feet long. Okay, it is a little bit heavy, but this is what we use. So if you are interested in purchasing your own, okay, this is what you have to look for. There's many brands, and yes, of course, there's some that are very expensive, but this is all you need. Okay, I really wouldn't spend more than $100 on a scroll saw for these purposes. I also like to show you this handmade stand that my father made for me. So if you are interested in purchasing your own scroll saw, and if you'd like to have something like this, it's collapsible, very easy to make. So if you would like to perhaps order one of these stands for your scroll saw, just get in touch with me. So this is a scroll saw that we're going to be using, and let me show you now how I cut my cake boards. Okay guys, so I'm at my scroll saw and I have my foam core board here that has my circle drawn on here. First thing I want to tell you guys is you have to be extremely careful. You have to make sure that you are always completely aware of where your fingers are. If you lose track or you know, don't know exactly where your fingers are in a split second, you can easily get hurt, okay? So just use extreme caution and be very careful. So I'm gonna first turn it on just so you can see how loud it is. Now it gets much louder once the foam core actually starts going into the blade. So all I'm gonna do is just start anywhere, and what I want you guys to pay close attention to is how I'm feeding the line into the blade. So when cutting a round circle, you're basically just gonna be turning the foam core clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on what you're comfortable with, in a circular motion. That's all you're basically doing. You're not gonna be pushing the board all the way into the scroll saw. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, now I'm stopping here because my blade now has reached the line, and I want you guys to notice how I'm gonna be feeding the line into the blade, okay? So if you'll notice, I'm gonna straighten out here in just a second, and the line is just gonna be going always straight into the blade. Once the blade starts going onto the line, you're gonna notice that all I'm doing is turning the board slowly to the right. Okay, here we go. Okay, so notice how I'm just slowly turning the board to the right, and I'm just feeding this line completely straight into the blade. Okay, so at this point I'm just gonna go ahead and just go for it, and I'll maybe speed up the video just a tiny little bit. Okay, there we are. There is my circular board completely cut. The cake board has these little tiny, what do you call these, sweetie?
I would say rough edges.
Rough edges, okay. So, of course, the newer the blade, the less rough edges you're gonna have, but I don't like to switch out my blade every single time I cut a new board. So these are just little things that we don't at all mind dealing with, you know, just to save a little money. So, not bunny, right? I said bunny.
No
rabbit.
bunnies, we have no bunnies.
Okay, so no rabbits in our studio, but we do save money. Okay, so what I wanna show you guys is how to just get rid of these. So we have these little sanding, what do you call these?
Sanding sponges.
Sanding sponges, okay? And it's very easy to
You
get
can
rid.
get it at Walmart, by the way.
How much would you pay for one of these?
I think
things?
$3.
Okay, so this is very easy to do. My husband usually does these outside so that we don't have all these little dust bunnies.
Dust bunnies, I guess we do have bunnies in here.
Yeah, flying around, but it's very easy to do. So I'm just gonna do this whole thing very quickly. All right, guys, so here is my beautiful board, and I've already sanded off all the little tiny burrs, as we discovered they were called while we were doing this. And this thing is now ready to be covered in fondant. So I just wanted to show you just how easy it is to cut your own cake boards, okay? So all you need is about $100 for your scroll saw, okay? You can send me about $1,000 for my dad's custom stand. I'm just joking, it's not that much. Okay?
It's $9.99.
Yeah. And then, you know, these foam core boards, when we buy them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby,
For $5.99.
$5.99. Very inexpensive, okay?
And if you get your coupon, even less.
Yeah. What, 40% off?
40% off.
Okay. So I love this because we can cut our boards basically into any shape that we want. We're going to be doing some cool heart shapes for Valentine's, and we cut our boards all the time into irregular shapes to fit the theme of our cake. So I hope this answers all of your questions. Of course, if you have any other questions, please comment below, or you can always, you know, hook up with us on Facebook. And so there you go, guys. Cake boards using a scroll saw. So I hope you guys have fun and check out our tutorial on how to cover cake boards with fondant, how to add cake font, and this way you can really spruce up your cakes. Join us on Facebook, and please follow us on Instagram, and if you haven't already, please be Krazy Kool and subscribe. Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys. God bless you. Bye-bye.